It's the man. Pick me up out west, drop me off up north, light a switch and let's ride. About to grab that fifth, pick me up a couple runners riding through the south side. It's 606, whatever land of the cheddar to go is where I reside. The Shy's the place to be, look what it made the G, I'm ready to ride. I am not stopping your shine, but I stay on time with these lines that I design. Look at you, acting like a real menace, you lame. You the type to rep the city, but you live in this plains. I got game, I figured. Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 606 Whatever Podcast, where we touch on events and agendas around the world and present them to you from a Chicago perspective. I am, if you don't know by now, Big Mel, aka The Premise. Today's topic of discussion is going to be health. I have a co-host as well. We're going to hit a couple of areas in health, mainly dieting, exercise, and then ailments of health. And from a culture aspect, we want to talk about it too. Like, why is certain things so prevalent as far as health ailments? And we want to create this platform for African Americans because we want to get down to the bottom of certain things as well. So joining me today is a gentleman who actually has, and forgive me, Brock, I got to read your catalog because it's a little hefty.
Mm-hmm. I can break it down for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have an associate's degree in natural science, a bachelor in kinesiology, which is the study of human motion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You've been a personal trainer for 8 years.
Yes, sir.
And you're certified to be a physical therapist aide.
Yeah.
Joining me today is Kijuan Ward. What's up, bro?
Kijuan, aka K.R.Dean. Nice to meet y'all.
So basically, I read that catalog. We're not playing. We got professionals here.
Right.
Tell them a little something about your road and why you decide. What drove you as far as health?
Okay.
Like, why health?
Well, we can go back. I got my brother in the buildings. C Blaze.
CO, what up, man?
CO, man.
CO in the building. You
People know him. You know what I mean? Over the hip hop community, but really, what it was my ancestors. Our grandfathers.
Absolutely.
And C can attest to this. But high blood pressure, diabetes. The things that we've been going through as an African American community, I didn't want to go through the same things I always say I'm gonna be here till 100. I said if don't nothing unnatural happen to me, I'm gonna be here till I'm 100.
Right. Yeah.
And if I could do something about that, then I'm gonna do something about that.
Absolutely.
So we came up with diabetes, high blood pressure, certain cancers and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna be that dude. I'm not gonna be the same. I'm not gonna live the same way that my ancestors lived.
Correct.
Because we don't have to live that way now.
Correct.
We got more knowledge now.
Yeah, there's
we
more
got
technology.
no right.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? It started with KRS-One, beef, water relief. When would this poisonous product cease? I'm showing my age now, but I grew up to that. In the 80s. And KRS-One showed me. I hadn't eaten beef since 98. I ain't ate pork since I was in high school in 93. Because I'm like, I don't want to grow up like my grandfathers grew up. They had the same health problems that they had. High blood pressure, diabetes, these things. I didn't want to grow up with that. I said, I want to be healthy for the rest of my life. So that's what led me to trying to seek different solutions when it comes to the diet and
Great point.
health.
Great point. 'Cause it's all about growth at the end of the day, and the knowledge you receive, you need to take it with you, and manifest greatness.
Right.
So that being said, we deal with that, and in our community, sometimes it seems as though it's uncool to be healthy.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
what you doing this for? You're gonna die anyway.
I heard that somebody
Okay, I am. You're right. We all are gonna.
We all got a time.
Deceased, right? But I don't want to be an aging in my bed. I want to be vibrant still.
You want to be vital living in your old age.
Absolutely, and we just need to change our mentality. So the first thing I want to get started on is the diet side of everything, right? Keys to dieting. Let's talk about metabolism.
Sure.
Because I know the biggest misconception about dieting is if I eat less, that'll work. But your metabolism, first of all, the human body is a very, very unique organism, right?
Yes, it is.
So your metabolism adjusts, and you could attest to this, it adjusts to what you take in.
Whatever you do.
The less you work it, the less it works, right? The more you work it, the more it'll work for you.
Right.
Exactly. So is dieting in a sense, and let me get your take on this, kid. Is dieting
in a sense, uniform? Like, can everybody follow the same diet, or is it just different strokes for different strokes?
Not necessarily. Now, you can follow an outline. See, I don't like to even say dieting. Okay. I like to say your nutritional outline.
Right.
How are you eating?
Okay.
Period.
Yeah.
How are you eating consistently? We talk about the Pareto principle, 80-20.
Okay.
So if you're doing the right thing 80% of the time, you could do some bad things to himself.
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Right?
Moderation. You got to moderate.
Cheat day on the weekends, you know.
You got to moderate.
I have a pizza, some hot wings or whatever. You know what I mean? I do my cheat day, but 5 days of the week, Monday through Friday, it's clean.
I'm on it.
It's
exactly.
clean. But see, the thing about it is, you have to eat smaller more often, right? And that's why I teach all my clients, my personal training clients, smaller or more often. So just cut down your portions.
Yep.
Now, what you consume is important, but it's not as much important as the portions that you consuming. When you want to talk about keeping your stomach down, when you talking about keeping a six-pack or, you know what I mean, just staying nice and healthy.
Absolutely.
It's just about the portion size. You know what I mean? So I say I always give my clients a little lesson. I say 3 to 4 hours. If you eat and you're not hungry within 3 to 4 hours, you ate too much. It's too much food. You know what I mean? You should be hungry 2.5 hours later. You should be hungry again. That's you consuming the right foods, the right portions and amounts, because the metabolism keeps you burning fat over time.
So just to, that's a good point. Just to, so let me ask you this, because a lot of people use this technique as well, calorie counting.
No.
Is calorie counting a help or a hindrance to diet?
Me and my moms, we talk about this. Well, I'm counting calories, but are you working out?
Yeah.
But are you eating enough?
Yeah.
I don't care how many calories you count.
And that could impair your metabolism, what we talked about, because if you have a goal of 1,800 calories in a day, and you spend 1,000 of those on breakfast,
come on.
Shit, I only got like 800 more calories, and now you're not feeding your metabolism properly.
Exactly.
So
right.
Those are the things.
Yeah, I would say that too many people, you can make it simple. Like we say when it comes to meals, right? Okay, your palm should be your protein, because everybody different size.
Correct.
Your hand's bigger than me. You're bigger than guy than me. So you might need to consume a little more than me. But your palm, it should be your protein. Your fist should be your carb, and your thumb should be your fat, your healthy fat, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what the trainers do. That's what the bodybuilders do. That's just your portion size. That's one meal. But you should be doing that every 2-3 hours, at the latest 3 hours.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You should be doing that 6-7 times a day. You should be eating. You know. Now I learned some tricks from the bodybuilders and so forth. They say, now I'm on this keto diet. Y'all need to pay attention to this. The keto diet. KETO.
I heard about that, Doug. Elaborate on that for
I'm telling you, man, this is a revelation for us, man. Like, it's deep. It's deeper than what we just know.
Okay.
See, you heard about the Atkins diet,
Yeah, absolutely.
Low carbs, but high healthy fats, bro. Watch The Magic Pill. I'm gonna endorse that on Netflix. The Magic Pill.
Okay.
Look, it's another guy I like called Brandon Carter. His name is Brandon Carter.
Okay.
I've been watching him. He from Southside Chicago too.
Okay.
Hey, brother, ripped, shredded, no steroids, no nothing, natural body, but he lived and died by the keto diet. So I started going in, listening to him. But then when I saw The Magic Pill, I'm like, I'm all in now.
So what is the keto diet?
It's high, healthy fats,
okay.
Right? So about 70% of your diet is healthy fats. Okay. See, we got this misnomer that fats is bad for you, but it's the saturated fats that's bad for you.
Exactly.
Like, the chips and the fried chicken and all that stuff. Okay, yeah, that's saturated fats, but some of the beef products. But the mono and the polyfats are what you want. The omega-3s, right? So the salmon, whole eggs, the nuts and seeds. The good nuts, right? Yeah. The avocados, sardines.
Absolutely.
You want to load up on that type of stuff, right? So I was already like halfway in when I heard Brandon call. I'm like, I'm gonna try this out. But when I saw The Magic Pill, I'm like, I'm all in.
Okay.
Now these people had high blood pressure, diabetes, and a couple children had autism, and we close to that because close cousins. One of my cousins is autistic.
Mine too.
Right, but they went to that diet, and the autism thing started reversing. Yes.
Wow.
Look, the high blood pressure the girl had started reversing. The diabetes that the other lady had. All their health problems started reversing off the keto diet. So I'm big on the keto right now. Wow. That's my thing right now, keto. But see, like they say, we only started making grains 10,000 years ago. the man-made grains, bread, rice, potatoes, and all those things. We wasn't eating that prior to 10,000 years. Yeah. What was eating before that though? Meat, okay,
vegetables,
fats.
Yeah,
you know, animals we can kill. That's what the keto diet is.
Mm-hmm.
It go back to the animals you can kill, you know, and the high fat and the vegetables, you know, of course. Mm-hmm. The only carbs you're really eating is fruit. Wow. That's it. No man-made carbs.
So this kind of completely wipes away carbs for you, this diet. And it's not a need for them because Right. And then look, my stomach my six-pack been right, my body been feeling full, you know. You might need to do a little like what is it, chicken broth? Like, and your beans or your vegetables, you get a little salt in there because it's low salt at the same time too. So your blood pressure gonna go lower. You might get a headache every now and again, but you know, just throw that chicken broth in your beans, your vegetables. So get a little salt in there. Right, and you type of sodium in your
life. But it's much better than eating all those carbs. Those unnatural carbs. Yeah, so that's what I'm on right now.
So that's a good point. What you're talking about, what you're mentally sound to take on as far as a plan for your health, because I always say you're right, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change, right? If you want extreme results.
Exactly.
So I guess setting sustainable goals as well. Like that's important too. Don't sit here and starve yourself thinking that's gonna help.
Never.
Because you're always gonna revert back to your old habits, right? So that's one of the main things that I'm keying into, because you know I was a bigger guy as well, like 100 pounds heavier actually. So it just became, I don't eat meat at all either.
Okay.
I'm about a year I was a year and a half in until I went to my homie's barbecue, and he fought
to get it in.
So it's really been a year.
So no meat, not even fish?
I am a fish eater, so I'm a pescatarian.
Hey,
basically
that's good.
What they say. I gotta keep the seafood in my life.
Hey, I can't go.
But my thing is, and we'll get to this next, is exercising. So there was exercises I did. I think the main goal, and you can attest to this being a personal trainer, is you want to like manipulate your muscles. It goes back to that. The human body is a very extraordinary organism. So once you plateau, right, you want to like compel this workout regimen that you're not doing the same thing over and over, because your results will get stagnant, right? Yes. Why don't you touch on that a little bit as far as working out?
You know what? Through my studies, I've come to like it's emotional for me, because the human body, man, like once I got back into school, you know, I took 13 years off, raised a family, you know what I mean, and went back to school.
And that's another thing, like that, it's not easy.
It's not easy, bro. At 40 years old, like,
mentally.
Being around a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds, you know what I mean? But, you know, we got good genes, so nobody knew what age I was, you know. But at the same time, it's like, I tried to instill in them, you know, the diet plan, the workouts. We talk about workouts, like, this is so deep, because the human body, man, is so much deeper and more expansive than we ever knew. Like, I'm not a religious dude. You know, I'm not a religious dude. But I know there's something bigger than us that created us. I don't know what form it came in. I admit that. It ain't some dude with a gray beard in the sky that's making decisions on our life. You know what I mean? I don't believe that. But I believe there's some energy out there that's bigger than us that created us. Because the more I learned about the human body, the more I'm like, I was fascinated.
Intrigued,
like, really? Okay, I can cut myself, and then, you know, platelets will come through and stop the bleeding and clot. You know what I mean? My body does that on its own, right? So when you're talking about metabolism and diet and eating and working out, right? So when you get your heart rate up to a certain level, you know, for a certain amount of time, that's the Orange Theory workout, and you know, if you go to Orange Theory, they give you a
heart rate up.
So you keep your heart rate up to a certain amount of time, right? And you burning calories when you sit back chilling. We could be flipping the remotes on the TV, and I'm still burning calories, right? Because I did a certain type of workout, got my heart rate up to a certain amount. It's called HIIT training, high intensity interval training, right? So you're doing box jumps, you're doing sprints, you're doing ladder drills, hurdle drills.
Kind of like plyometrics.
Plyometric, that's same stuff, right? Explosive cardio, right? So you're keeping your muscle, right? You want to keep your muscle. You see those marathon runners, they run 20 miles straight the same speed. They skinny as fuck.
Can
we? I'm
sorry. No.
I don't know if we can.
We're good.
Right, okay. But see how skinny they are, right? The marathon runners.
Yeah.
You want to be like the sprinters. You see the sprinters is still jacked.
Yeah.
Because they're doing explosive cardio. But their heart is stronger and their lungs is just as strong as the marathon runners. But you don't want to look like that. You know what I mean? So what we try to teach is do explosive cardio. Do your plyometric drills, your HIIT training, right?
That's a great point.
That's what we try to stress. More so than just steady rate cardio.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
that brings my next topic up as far as the working out and exercising. What's the balance? I know we talked about 80-20, but what's the balance between weightlifting and cardio, right? But you kind of answered that by giving the explosive cardio situation. But I know
you gotta do both though.
Yeah, because people are definitely keying the. I want my arms a certain way. I want to look this way, and cardio is not like it's not gonna completely assist with that. So what should the balance be, or should there be a balance?
I'm gonna tell you like this: American College of Sports Medicine say we should do cardio 30 minutes 5 times a week. That's moderate intensity. Okay. Right? Not going hard, maybe not doing plyometric, but just steady rate cardio. Yeah. You should do at least 30 minutes 5 days a week. Now, if you're doing intense, sprints, box jumps, and those type of stuff, in higher intensity, you can do 3 days of 25 minutes. Nice. Right? So that's good. But see, and for my ladies out here, because I get a lot of female clients, right? Most of my clients are female because they're not egotistical to say. They say I need some help. They can say I need some help, brother. I know what to do. I know what to do, right? Absolutely. But the females say I need some help. Can you help me? You know what I mean? So with bone remodeling, right? It's a thing called bone remodeling. Okay. Right? If you put 70% of the pressure that it takes to break your bone on your bones 3-4 times a week, it will remodel itself and the bones will get bigger. Wow. Right? That's a scientific thing. Now, women have a 70% more higher prevalence of osteoporosis, brittle bones, breaking and so forth than men do. Because we got natural bone muscle
our DNA
density, right?
Different, yeah.
So I teach the women, you gotta lift weights. So we start with body weight, then we progress them to machines, then we progress them to free weights. You know what I mean? But that bone remodeling is gonna help you later in life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, but for the men too, of course, you gotta have that. So you building your muscle, you building your bone, because look, the more muscle we build, Mel, the more fat we keep off.
Absolutely.
Okay? So if you building, like say, 3,500 calories of muscle build, you know what I'm saying? That burns fat, right? Yeah. So we try to get you up to 3,500 calories every week, you know what I'm saying, of building muscle, you know what I mean? So the more muscle you got, the more fat you're gonna burn naturally while you just chilling.
While you chilling,
So you gotta, I always teach my people 5 minutes warm up. We're gonna do 30 to 40 minutes of resistance, weightlifting, then you're gonna do 30-40 minutes of cardio after we finish.
Absolutely.
So you gotta have that balance, you know what I mean, for your muscle, for your joints, your tendons, you know what I mean? And then you gotta do that cardio for your heart and your lungs.
For your heart and your lungs.
That keep you alive, bro.
So that's the balance I was asking about. And I always knew that there was a certain balance you have to have. You touched on a couple things I had no idea about. Which is great.
It's my life, man.
So with that, I think one of the things that we neglect so much when it comes to working out and exercising is our core, right? So our core is the muscles in our pelvis, lower back, abdomen, hips,
hip flexors,
exactly,
gluteus medius minimus,
and and if your core is strong, right, it just helps you perform so much better in everything, everything. Yeah. So with that being said, though, like even I even looked at like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, like those fadeaways, or when he double pumps, that's core work right there. It is. So what is the? I guess what I'm trying to say. Why is it that people neglect their core so much? And you feel it. Like when your core is weak, you can feel it in everything you do.
You know what? The number one injury, period, because I got a certification in physical therapist aid, so I learned about injuries.
Correct.
And then doing my kinesiology degree, injuries.
Okay.
The main injury is L4, L5, the lower spine.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
The base of your spine,
absolutely.
Right? Why?
Which is
because
the core. Yeah.
Why? Because we are anterior dominated people. We anterior. We're not posterior.
Yeah.
So anterior is all the things in the front. Yeah. So we bench. We do, when we think about core, we do stomach. We don't do no back extensions, though. We don't do no hip flexors, you know what I mean? We don't do none of that because we so anteriorly dominated, so everything is in the front. We don't do nothing posterior. So I teach my clients, whatever you do for the front, you got to do for the back. Because it's a tension relationship. It's a muscle tension relationship. So you got your hip flexors and your erector spinae, right? They fighting against each other. You got your hamstrings and then your abdominis. They fighting against each other. So once you get them both in tune, you got, that's when you get the kyphosis, the hunchback, they call it, the kyphosis, because you're not doing no rolls. You're not keeping your back in line. But you're doing plenty of benching, though.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
The sexy exercises is what I call it.
But I tell people, though, when it comes to the core, you asked about the core. When it comes to the core, when I was playing basketball, right? I won 3-4 Defensive Player of the Years awards. Because guess what I'm looking at? I'm looking at you right here. You can't go nowhere without that.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
I don't care you got all this, you got all that. I'm not looking at none of that.
Paying attention to
I'm looking at your core, your belly.
Yep.
You can't move without that, right? So I'm right in front of you no matter what you do with all that pump fake and all that stuff. So that shows you how important the core is, right?
Absolutely.
So they call it android, and then I think it's called it's android, and is another word, hyphoid or whatever, for the body types, right? But men, we more, belly,
well, we
right. That's where we get our weight from. The women get it more in their hips and their bottom and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So gynoid, it's android and gynoid, right? So we gotta watch that because that gives you, like when I do body fat tests on people, that determines your propensity to get high blood pressure, diabetes, and diseases later. It's coming from right there. Right? Wow. So it's diet and cardio. Okay? To cut through all the BS, it's diet and cardio. The way you eating and how much cardio you're doing, the way you're doing the cardio is going to determine what your stomach look like. Where you at? And where you at. So it starts internally, then it comes out, externally. You got to have the intrinsic motivation to do your cardio. And do it the way I said, but then you gotta be eating correctly, not eating too much at one time.
That's huge, right?
That's huge to your belly and to your core and what's the way it look like. But like I told you before, people always, when I say core, they always want to just, okay, I'm doing sit-ups, I'm doing sit-ups. You gotta do the back extensions, L4, L5, Rex, spinal. Look,
speak on it.
Gluteus medius and minimus on the side. Your abductors, what they call abductors when you put your legs up. That's all part of your core. Your hip flexors.
Obliques.
That's all part of your core. So you got to hit it all the way around.
And that's amazing. So the next thing we want to kind of dig into is health ailments from a culture aspect and African Americans basically. That's what we want to kind of dig into. Why are certain health ailments so prevalent in our culture? Like for one, we talk about obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes. These three things are crutch right here. Like
well, the obesity leads to those things.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
So that's the first thing we need to attack is the obesity, body mass index, body fat, right? Now, I will say that the body mass, the Western culture, the body mass index, it don't account for muscle. So anything over 25 is considered overweight. So 25.1 to 29.9 is considered overweight. Anything over 30 is considered obese. Body mass index. But I'm a 26.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But they don't count for muscle. So I go more by body fat percentage. I'm 13% body fat. So and my BMI is high because I got muscle. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But that's not an indicator of health though. You know what I mean? So I think I go more by body fat percentage. Now, us in the hood, I did a documentary for school called, I forgot what it's called, but I think I put it on the 335. If you go to my YouTube page, Kijuan Ward, definitely, it's on there, right? But it was a class project, so I didn't necessarily name it like for commercial purposes. But I put class 335 on there because it was my psychology, my exercise psychology class, right? But I did different things in the hood, like showing Uncle Remus and these fast food restaurants, and showing that we don't have many choices in the hood. That's why it's a systematic thing. You know?
Absolutely.
First of all, we couldn't, the 50s, 60s, 70s, we couldn't go downtown. We couldn't go to the north side. We couldn't go to your neighborhoods and frequent your spots. So we had to have our own things, And then when desegregation came in and we started being able to shop with y'all, now y'all let the Arabs, the Asians come in our neighborhoods and sell us food.
Well, they own a percentage of the country. So,
exactly.
You know what I mean? They have it. That's another episode, but absolutely.
Yeah, it is. We go way deep on that. But I'm saying as far as health, we talking about health and why we are in the position we in because of the choices. When a little kid grows up, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, with Italian beef, with pizza puffs, and they hood, that's all they know. They're gonna gravitate towards that,
exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So we don't have the choices.
That's a great point because I've even when I read up on these things, I even see studies saying there's a possibility that there's a gene in African Americans that make us extremely sensitive to salt. That just makes absolutely no sense to me, right? And the real thing is coming from a impoverished environment, right? So you do see preconditioning. Absolutely. Right. You see that. And then another thing is we don't go to the doctor.
That's
with insurance, right? We just get that. We just get so stagnant with that.
But it's a trust issue, man. You know what I mean? When you come we've been experimented on, Tuskegee experiments.
Listen.
We've been experimenting on so much. We don't have a trust for the medical community because it was a study done. I read this the other day. They say that most doctors believe that African Americans have a higher pain tolerance than Caucasian Americans. So you don't give us the pills, the painkillers and stuff that you give to white Americans because you think we stronger, we can deal with pain more. That's BS.
Yeah.
All across the board.
You don't treat us
so we don't have a trust for the medical community.
So that leads to another whole avenue and area of equality that hasn't even been tapped in on.
I love my black doctor. Look, I got a black doctor, UIC Health, and I love him.
Absolutely.
I know he going through the same things that I went through, and he can see it from our prism. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against nobody, but why would I go to somebody who never been through the things that my family been through health-wise?
Yeah.
I want a doctor that his family been through the same stuff that my family been through. You know what I mean? And it's not, like I say, it's nothing against nobody, but we want to have trust in our medical community. So I don't have no problem going to him. I'm just getting a regular checkup. I don't have no problem because I know he's a black doctor. His family went through the same thing I went through, and he going through the same thing as a black man that I'm going through. So I trust him.
Period.
You know?
And then that's the thing too, especially brothers like us who understand, I at least need to get a checkup annually.
Yes, every year at least.
We have to start instilling that in
blood pressure, sugar, all that. You need to check that.
We have to start instilling that in
After a certain age especially.
It's real.
Right.
It is very
prostate,
real.
All that, yeah.
So what are some things that we can do? I know obviously we could change our diets
That's number one.
To stop fixating this whole African Americans are more prevalent to
we're not slaves no more, man. Why we still eating chitlins? Why we still eating pig ears, pig feet?
Yeah.
But we don't have to eat it. We ate that because we had to.
The pig is such an unfriendly.
And that's a high sodium animal off top anyway, without adding any salt to it. It's already a high sodium food. That's why so many of us is high blood pressure eating that pig. I stopped at 93. But I'm just saying, the intestines, chitlins and all that.
Everything.
Why are we still eating that?
Conditioning,
we had to eat it.
Like you said.
That's all they left us to eat. We're not slaves no more.
Yeah.
We eat whatever we want to eat.
Yeah.
That's not good for you, bro.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? It just leads to the conditioning thing too. It's like we're so, the other side of the spectrum is just so open to different foods and different cultures' foods, and we just stay stuck in this box, and we have to get outside of that. It was even one of my daughter's friends. We were going to eat sushi, right? And she just was, ugh, this is. I'm like, oh baby, you don't like you never what happened? Right. It's nasty, but you never even had it
because she conditioned by somebody else.
Exactly. Right? Look, which is the basis of our whole community.
Our whole problem in the first place, right? So I go to barbecues, family barbecues, stuff like that. Like when I first came back from Atlanta, right? This was 2009. I was a pescatarian at the time. Yeah. I'm eating chicken and turkey now, but I wasn't eating at the time. And we had a family barbecue, and my uncle, his wife, what you eat? They don't eat. What you eat?
Yeah,
then?
Like they upset with you, right?
No, like
absolutely. absolutely.
I'm sorry, like, did I offend you? Because what I put in my mouth? Like, what you eat don't make me shit. What you say? Like, you know, I'm doing this something for me. You know what I mean? For my future, my longevity, just because you don't believe it or you ain't there yet, that's not my fault. You know what I mean? But you give me this vitriol or this anger, you know what I mean? It was like she was upset. Like,
it's almost like that fight against I want to understand this, but I hate that I gotta ask you to understand it.
Because you're not doing better. It offends you and it pisses you off. You know what I'm saying? It gives you that third rail type of mentality. Like, I'm gonna electrocute myself if I do this. You know what
absolutely.
I mean? Right.
So we know it's dieting. That's the first thing.
Exercise too, bro.
Exercise.
I gotta put let me put this in there, bro. Let me put this in there, please, because it's unfortunate. Hey, I'm making money, but 95% of my clients are white females. Mm-hmm. A couple of Asian cats, older, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got no black females. I got one black male, right? And it's a financial thing too, because, you know, you can't always afford the trainer. You already spend it for the gym membership. You can't afford the trainer.
That's a great point. I'm going to touch on that too.
They don't care about asking for help, bro. Like, the sisters, and it's just, I'm not generalizing, because I love my peoples, man, but we are the least working out people in the world. And I'm saying that as a professional in this thing, because I get sisters, I want to mess my hair up, You're talking about your long-term health, fuck your hair. You know what I mean? Yeah. Man, who cares about your health when you talking about your long-term health? You don't want to sweat because you're going to mess your hair up, you know? The sisters are then the statistics support that as well. They show that Latino and sisters and black women are the least healthy and the most obese population on the planet. Yes. There's a reason for that, bro.
And then also, just to kind of touch on that a little bit more, when we're ready to understand that, we understand it at 40, maybe 50.
Later.
You want to start going to. Now my pops. Right. My pops is
you tell me
65.
He a trainer,
and I wanted to have him, because he's retired. Okay. You know, he don't need to do anything.
But training, you can make your own your own schedule. It's flexible.
They moved him to a master trainer at,
I love it.
At LA Fitness.
Okay.
And a lot of his clients, he has multiple clients that are older black women, right?
That's good.
But now they getting it. But
later,
you got white Asians
at 20.
At 20,
I got young clients.
25,
they into
right?
it.
They put the groundwork. When you look outside the window, every other block, you see them jogging
all day.
That's absolutely great.
When we come to it after our doctor tell us, you got high blood pressure, you got diabetes, or you pre-diabetic.
We're not
we need you to start working out.
So
that's when they start coming in later, like you say. When the doctor tell them, look, you're going to die if you don't do it.
Yep. We're very reactive when it comes to health and not proactive. Right. And that's what needs to change too in regards to
all day, every day.
So we eat right.
Yep.
We exercise. Yep. Make sure, and one of the things that we have to figure out, and we was talking about this before you guys even arrived, is we got to figure out how to lower our stress levels. I was just talking earlier in regards to, like, we gotta learn. I'm very open to meditation, yoga, but you have to learn how to do it, right?
We're never exposed to it.
If somebody has to teach you how to do that, because I've done yoga before, and yoga is supposed to be this another place type mentality.
You're going out inside of your mind.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that. I was just holding poses that were very strenuous and made me sweat profusely.
So it's that physical aspect of it. We're supposed to get the mental aspect too.
You do. Yeah. And we have to figure out how to lower our stress levels. Yes. We deal with it great because it's always there. Right.
We the best at adapting.
But it's tearing us up
Right.
internally. And from a health aspect, it tears us up. So one of the things with eating and exercising, we have to learn how to alleviate the stress.
Well, you know what, the
exercising does that though.
Relieve stress.
Exercise actually does that.
Look, it's a documentary I saw called, I think it's called The House I Built, right? That shows white people eat the same things we eat. Mm-hmm. They eat beef, they eat pork, they eat fried chicken, all that. But guess what? our stress levels and the daily stresses of black life, or poor life, should I say, because there was some poor whites too, who were dealing with the same ailments we dealing at because of the stress levels. Like the diet, it ain't even all about the diet. It's what you dealing with a daily stress level on a daily basis.
A impoverished environment will definitely.
Now come on, like let's be real. I just finished my degree, right? I took a step back, worked part-time to go to school full-time to finish my degree, right? Yeah. I'm still on the west side of Chicago, right? I got to take the bus and the train to work every day. I'm going to the south side of Hyde Park, to do my training. I'm coming back to the north side, McCormick, where I do my training. But I'm on the bus doing that, hour and a half trips every day.
Exactly.
So I see the common denominator of everything on the bus, the train, the daily shut down the mental hospitals. When we talk about mental wellness, they're not getting the help that they need. He shut all these hospitals down, these schools down. So now, but they can take the bus. Ain't nobody restricted from taking the bus.
Right.
But you got to deal with people who need help. You feel me? So they coming at you, they might be way off square, like, where you coming from? But that person got a mental illness. But some people might not take it the right way, might get into some violent confrontations and all that because we not, you know what? You touched on something that I want to talk about because I think psychologically we need help. As a black community, you talk about the exercise, the diet, that's going to help us get there. But we need some psychological counseling, man. Because why are we, perpetuating the BS every day? That's what I'm saying.
Well, that goes into the negative being a positive.
Right, but that's mental.
The positive being a negative.
We gotta,
absolutely.
Right, we gotta have that.
Which is stress.
Counselors, right, to lower that levels, man. When I walk out the house, why I gotta worry about the next brother? You know what I'm saying? I'm back and forth with Nas, say, the eyes dart back and forth. You looking at what's around you because that's a daily stressor that we gotta deal with that other people don't have to deal with. I ain't got to worry about. I ain't got to worry about the cops. I got to worry about the government, the society messing with me. But I got to worry about my own brothers.
I got to get to where I need to go.
I'm just trying to go to work. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to train people every day. But I got to worry about getting robbed, getting stuck up by you, or some mental dude that's ain't got no help, ain't off his meds.
Absolutely.
Might stab me or give me anything if I don't do, what I'm saying, or acquiesce the way he want me to. So we got extra stresses.
That's humongous because I've actually had conversations with other white males in regards to this, and that's one of the things that the privilege is, right?
Yes.
And
you ain't got to deal with that.
The privilege is not overt, right? It's mental.
It's like I'm cool, I'm chilling.
It's the way it's the way you understand life.
The way you see the world.
You don't see it like how we see it.
No.
Even if it's mythical, if it's a myth or this is our thought process.
Our thought process.
We were born defensive.
Thought process, right?
Absolutely. We're born a defensive people, so that automatically raises the stress levels.
When C was a kid, man, look, 5026 West Quincy, man. C was born, I mean? I was 8 years old. I'm 8 years older than C, so, helping moms, she at work, I'm changing his diet, helping him. But we walk down the street, bro, it ain't no, hey, how you doing, brother? What's up, brother?
Nope.
It ain't none of that.
Nah.
And is you keeping your head down, and you minding your own business.
Yep.
You keep, and that creates mental deficits within us as an older, because I grew up that way, but then I had to learn, look, I went to Atlanta. When I went to Atlanta in the year 2000, I was stressing. I had bought a gun. I was ready to shoot somebody or get shot myself. I went to Atlanta, and I got into network marketing.
Okay.
Noni, we was in Noni, teaching Noni, and C was on my team for a while, but that's why I started learning the diet, the exercise, the stress, reading books like How to Think and Grow Rich, Millionaire Mindset, Les Brown, and instead of listening to music,
we touched on some of that,
but you bring me back on for those discussions too, man, because I got plenty of it. But when we talk about, when we driving to the meetings, instead of listening to music, we listen to Les Brown. We listen to Tony Robbins. We listening to Zig Ziglar.
Yes.
Wayne Dyer. That changed my life, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because my attitude was terrible before I left Chicago. Up until 2000, I was ready to scrap with anybody, ready to shoot somebody, you know what I'm saying? But those mental things, you talk about stress. When I went to Atlanta, everybody, hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing? I get used to that. It took me like 2 years to get used to that.
It's real, right?
Like, oh, wow. Hey, how y'all doing? Right. But in Chicago, everybody is concrete, it's gray, it's steel. The colors is different. In Atlanta, it's green, it's red, it's orange, vibrant colors.
Yeah.
And here it's steel, is gray, it's silver,
Absolutely.
White, snow, you know what I mean? So your mentality is different, your energy, your vibration is different.
That's a good point.
And that comes from your stress,
And then also another thing we're dealing with from a health aspect is being in the Midwest climate too.
Yes,
right?
the climate.
There's a study that shows people that stay on the West Coast and
South
that are just constantly engulfed in sun and hot, nice weather.
Yes.
Their stress levels are lower than ours.
Right. But see, like, so we talk about the sun, we talk about diet, eat more alive foods. And I just want to say before I forgot, because the sun, photosynthesis, gives food life, right? Then the animals eat that food, and then we eat the animals, you know what I mean? But we need to eat more of the vegetation, the fruits, the vegetables that get their life from the sun, because they still alive. Yep. Those foods alive. We kill a cow, we kill a pig, we kill a chicken to eat the food, but they cells are dead. But we eating dead.
And we put
matter.
chemicals and preservatives in those
to preserve them,
foods,
to make them last longer.
and we put them in our system.
We absorb that. We need to eat more alive foods, fruits and vegetables raw.
Like THQ, basically lighter fluid.
Come on,
butane that they put in chicken nuggets.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, come on. We know all that fast food stuff. I cook, I cook 3-4 times a week. You know what I mean? I got a whole chicken oven right now. I cook because you can't trust what the fast food restaurants are putting in your food. If you really want to live and you want to live vibrant and healthy, cook your own foods, get plenty of sunshine and vitamin D. And we need it as a people. The sun don't kill us like it do some other people, but at the same time, we need more of it to produce vitamin D. Instead of drinking all the whole milk with all the steroids and all that, go out and get you some sun 3-4 hours a day. That'll give you the same amount of vitamin D production that you drink that you would drinking a glass of milk. You know what I mean? So
I was reading, so in Europe, right? Even the way they shop for food, nothing is designed for them to keep meats, any dairy products in their refrigerator for over 3 or 4 days. They're throwing it, they eat it and get rid of it, right? And that just goes to show you like the difference. We could keep something in our deep freezer forever.
Well, even the FDA though, our government,
it's different. It's absolutely.
They say it's a certain amount of intoxicants that could be in your food, rats, hair and certain biochemical things that could be, but it's not gonna, this much amount of mercury don't affect the human body. But over time, when I keep consuming this stuff,
everything is accumulative.
Why you think we had cancers and all this stuff?
That's why
we never had cancer 10,000 years ago.
That's why it's legal, because if anything isn't immediate with them, we could pass that law. It's good. But things that are cumulative, like even alcoholism and all these things, you're not going
power lines and all
you're not going to pass on it a day or two after you do it. But 10, 15, it's going to restructure your lifestyle.
But look, another one of my philosophies is I look at the presidents, bro. All them cats live to be old farts. All the presidents live past 80, 90 and all that. See, they not eating the general population food that we eat. They get different foods, man. Different health care, different things. Think about that, bro.
Good point.
Think about it. All them cats go to be old until they die of natural age. You know what I'm saying? They're not dying of cancers and all that. You'll never see no president die of cancer.
If cancer
see what I'm saying?
is so prevalent now,
but why no president ever died of those things?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They getting something different than we get, the general populace. But you got to have what they call population control. You got to have a certain amount of people dying every year. You know, because they say we ain't got enough resources in it. But restaurants are throwing away food every day. Every day. Instead of taking them to the mission, like, it's a liability if somebody gets sick or whatever. But you're going to feed that, you're going to serve that to some people anyway.
We eat it.
So you're going to serve that to somebody else if they came and bought it. So why don't you give that food to the homeless? People don't, it should never be somebody starving in America, bro.
Right.
All this food that we produce and throw away every day, it should never be nobody starving in America, man.
Good point.
But,
so
that's my thing.
So those are the three things, as opposed to this being some type of genetic makeup that we're so prevalent to.
It's environment.
Those three things.
Nature versus nurture.
Those three things, exercising,
diet and
right,
stress.
And lowering the stress levels. And
that'll change everything.
I think we touched on a lot of keys to help the springboard on getting things moving.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
It's all good, man. Love,
appreciate
man.
You.
All day.
What I usually do now is a segment called Stop Playing. And it's basically a segment that identifies the overplay for the underlay.
Okay.
So this segment of Stop Playing is, I want us to kind of touch on the fact that, and we talked about this earlier in regards to us not going to the doctor and our excuses and our reasonings for not going to the doctor. One of the main things I hear is, I don't want to go to the doctor because I don't want them to tell me nothing's wrong or what's going on.
We're scared of.
So let's look at our vehicles, right? When we hear something ticking with our vehicles or something, we take them to the mechanic immediately, right? Yeah. Listen to your body, right? If your body is giving you some type of message that it hasn't given you before, take it to the mechanic. Right. It's the same. So stop playing. Stop playing. Take yourselves to the doctor. Take care of yourself. Yep. Make sure you live in a healthy and vibrant life as an African American, as a Caucasian, as whatever culture you represent. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and keeping in tune to 606 whatever podcast. To the next one, y'all. My man Kijuan Ward. Thank you for coming out, man. We'll see y'all again.
The greatness started off in a base. Complacent, they happy with mediocrity. Said I'm faced with little people that count on me. Bigger picture monopoly. Credit is on the rise. Invest in the paper properly. Watch it double in size. Surprise, the vision is in my eyes.